welcome to the Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel. My name is Rachel and today I am bringing you my first layout using the fabulous June kits. Now the June kits are dominated by the Cocoa Vanilla You Rock collection, and this collection is probably aimed more towards the men and the boys in our lives. So I am going to be doing a layout of my son. There's the photos there that I was choosing between, and I do actually go this one of my son climbing a tree, and I am actually going to use a sketch. As this is my first layout of this kit, I often get a little bit overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. So I went onto Pinterest and I found myself a sketch, and that is what I am using. You will have seen the sketch at the start of the video. I can't remember for the life of me who is responsible for that sketch, but I saw it, I liked it, and I'm using it. Now, what basically the sketch consisted of was a large star, some layers and some strips. So you saw me at the start just using my Big Shot to die cut out a star out of that crisscross paper, and I purposely didn't put the die in the middle of the paper because I knew that most of it was going to be covered, so it didn't matter to me that the ends or the tips of the star points were cut off because they were going to be behind a photo. So to save paper, I sort of pushed that star further across the page. I'm also using a Project Life card as my backing piece, and the strips have come from either the cut apart sheet designed by the wonderful Deb on our design team, or the back of another Project Life card. So I would say Steph generally cuts the Project Life cards out of the papers in the collection, and this one must have been a cut apart on one side and then a pattern on the other. So I chose to use the ticket strips, and I believe I will use a blue and white diagonal stripe, and that's from that Project Life card. This orange piece here is from Deb's cut apart, and I've just cut some fishtail ends into that. And there's the tickets. Now I chose the tickets because they really complemented the colours in my star that had those crisscross patterns on it, and also complemented, my son has a pair of red pants on, which you can only just see, but so the ticket has a little bit of red on it as well. And I'm just layering those up. Now these I'm thinking that I will use for my title, and they are acrylic words, and they're in a really beautiful font, and they're quite delicate, but they're still strong and sturdy enough. Like I didn't feel like I was going to break it just by handling it. And the two words, they say explore in blue, or we got adventure in a yellow. So either of those I felt would work for this photo. My son is climbing a tree. It was probably the first time he'd really climbed a tree. Most of our trees are huge, huge trees, and he's got no chance of getting up to the branches. But this tree, we were out, and it was a great tree for climbing. So that's why I snapped a little photo. So here we go. I'm going to start getting some stuff stuck down. Now I do use my ruler, and I am not normally a measure things out type person, but because this design was very central and I was only going to be putting it on a white background, I felt like I better do it right. And then I'm going to bring in my star. Now, as I said, I am using a sketch, and I do follow it pretty closely, but you know, I haven't measured the dimensions and all that sort of stuff. I follow it closely as to where the placement of things are, but with the sketch you can take, what is it, artistic, I don't know what, I know the saying, but I can't remember the saying. You can do your own thing. So I have, and I did it off camera, I have backed my photo, and again I used another one of the Project Life cards, and it was just a grey and white dot, and I've put a very thin mat around the photo, and I've popped my photo up on some foam. I chose that paper for the photo mat because of the grey jumper that my son is wearing. And now I'm just trimming up those orange strips just to match, and I am thinking that I'm going to put that Explore, that is going to be my title, and I am trying to decide whether to put it down here on the white cardstock because it stands out a lot more, or whether I will sit it sort of on top of those strips up a little bit higher. So this is just a sticker from the sticker sheet which I have cut in half, and I'm just going to make it look like it's a really long tag that runs right the distance behind that Project Life card, which it actually does not. Just bringing my photo back in there. So this was a pretty easy and a pretty quick layout to get done. Mostly probably because I used the sketch, but also there wasn't a lot of clustering, you might notice. Those who have watched my videos before know that I'm not one who is shy of using a lot of ephemera pieces, a lot of embellishments, and going hard with my clusters. Well, this time I didn't use any ephemera. How's that? And very minimal other embellishments, really. So here is that blue and white diagonal stripe that I was talking about earlier, and I bring that in. Now I didn't cut fishtails in that one just because I felt like for something different I wouldn't, and I'm just using my ruler again, measuring, making sure everything is central on the page. And I bring in, the photo had the sketch had a tab at the top of the photo. Now I really wanted to use this wood veneer one, which came in the kit from Corbett Creations. So it's just a wood veneer tab with 3 little stars on it, but it was too big to put at the top of the photo because I've cut the photo down so much. So I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. And I think that works really well there because it covers that little gap that was there. Here we go. I'm just trying that other acrylic word, that adventure, and I think I go through and I tried the awesome, and then we've got a lot of wood veneers, and I've still got a lot left from last month too. So I did flip through and try them all. I'm not sure if I left that in and edited it out. But I did try all the words. In the end, I decided that I'm going to go with the Explore in the acrylic. Now, I really like it, and it does look a little bit hard to read on the video here, but in real life, it's quite obvious and it's easy to read. So bringing in just some of the wood veneer stars, and I think all of those were from this month's kit. And I cut out a bit of the glue. I don't have a fine line bottle, so I did get quite a lot of glue all over the back of that Explore. It did dry clear, and you can't see it now, but it was a bit of a mess when I did it. So I've got my stars, I've got my title. The last thing was some splatters or some enamel dots. So we got some Kaiser rhinestones in the kit, and they were sort of an orangey honey sort of colour, so they fitted perfect with the orange strip, and some tiny word stickers, and I choose those I love how the Cocoa Vanilla sticker sheet has some word stickers at the bottom, so I put Hey Man and Adventure Time, and that's where my video is going to cut out. I didn't realise, but what I actually then do off camera, which you will see in the close-ups, is I take 1/2 centimetre off each edge, and I mat it just on an orange paper just to give it a border. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!